as content creators, we have a responsibility to our audience to provide a positive place, because you decide how your audience on Twitch goes. You decide the direction. If you're negative and toxic, your audience reflects that. It breeds negativity. So if you decide that you want to use your channel for a force for good, in a sense, you encourage other people to be positive. Just run away with your time.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the Stream Key podcast. This is our weekly show here at TRUgaming, where we talk with streamers about ways to improve on Twitch, whether that's through your branding, your energy, your personality. And this week, I'm super excited to have the one and only JimWats on the stream. Jim, welcome to the stream, my man.
Thank you. Lovely to be here.
Thanks for coming on. I believe this is...
Yeah, of course.
Well, you mentioned to me that you already did a podcast before, but...
Not like an official one, just like we called it half-assed. It was a YouTube thing. It was not executed and not anywhere else except for YouTube, so...
Hey, yeah, I mean, at least you have some experience, though.
Yeah.
Better than nothing. Yeah, thank you so much for coming on the show. Jim today is going to be talking to us about positivity, and particularly the difference between fake and real positivity as a Twitch caster, which is a topic I'm really excited about to learn about. So that'll be good. But so anyone who hasn't seen the show before, the way this works is I will talk to Jim for about 30-45 minutes about the topic, again, positivity on Twitch, and then the last 20 to 15 minutes we will actually open up viewer questions to the Twitch chat. So if you have a question for Jim or myself about anything, just leave it in the chat, tag me, and we will get to it during that portion. But again, that's later. Right now we're going to get into the main discussion of the show. So just a couple warm-up questions here that I ask everybody. Jim, can you just tell us briefly about yourself, the channel overall, for people who might not know you as well?
Yeah, for those of you that don't know me, my name is JimWats. I'm a variety caster. I play everything, really. I try to play console exclusives as they come out, and I try to... I've just got a PC in the last month, so I've been streaming more PC games, which has been fun. I try to... whoops. Sorry. I try to stream a lot of community gaming. So I do some single player stuff when it's exclusive games and people really want to see that. But I aim to do more playing with my audience. Everything from now World of Warcraft to like any multiplayer games on the Switch, like Left 4 Dead, stuff like that. So
nice.
Yeah.
Man, I gotta get a Switch so badly. I think we're finally getting one here at the office in a couple of weeks, like the next week or two. So yeah. Really excited for that.
I cannot recommend a console enough.
Oh man, that's like the opposite of most people that we have here. But, well, cool. Thanks for that. Just sort of brief synopsis. So, okay.
Yeah.
Another question I ask everybody on the show, but I'm pretty sure this is going to be an easy answer for you based on your name. What's the story behind your username, JimWats? What's the formation story of that? Where'd that come from?
So I've been on Twitch for just over a year, since January, and the original name on, so it's not a big deal to talk about now. I was married, so I started a channel called What's On Gaming, based off last name, like Watson, like What's On, like it was a pun.
Okay.
And we had streamed like nonstop for a year. And so people would call me JWats because I'm Jim, right? So they like had differentiated the two people. But after we split, I actually almost quit streaming. So I took like a couple months off and then decided to rebrand, but I wanted something, same channel. I never changed the channel, but I wanted something people that had already watched me identified with. So we were going to go for JWats, but that was taken. So JimWats seemed like the next approach. It was simple, similar enough to the previous name so people wouldn't get too confused. Yeah, so and then it just kind of stuck as like an easy kind of straightforward channel name that I've really enjoyed having it as. So
nice. Yeah, I didn't actually realize that your channel was also the What's On Gaming channel, because I was familiar with that.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't, which is okay, because people will come back and they'll be like, what happened? I'm like, oh, hey. So, let me fill you in. Yeah.
Oh man, no, that's cool though, because it's nice that you can at least do that on Twitch now, being able to change your name and stuff like that. Because didn't used to be able to do that. That would have been a pain. So
I almost kept the name, but it's just because of the idea, what the channel was built around, and that I felt for me to move on and move forward, I needed to change that, and that change actually helped me get back into Twitch. So
nice. Yeah, it's great to hear, man.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so one more kind of warm-up question here. Do you have a favorite memory on Twitch? What is sort of, or maybe just one of your favorite memories in your streaming career so far?
Yeah, I gotta say, my favorite memory ties into my favorite memories. It's all, every time I do a charity stream, the people that I have, they come in full force, and I'm really passionate about charity streaming, everything from Extra Life to now to Dice charity events.
Wow.
We just did one for survivors of abuse, and back to just helping people personally, like an aunt of mine back when I first started. Every time I've done a charity stream, people come out and it just has me in tears, the amount of support and love and just community that comes together, because I'm not a massive streamer. You know, I've got a small, tight-knitted community, and these people every time blow me away with how generous they are and how passionate they are about helping other people. So every time I do charity work, it's just, I'm reminded why I'm here, what I'm doing, and what I can provide as a content creator.
That's so awesome, man. I'd love to hear that.
Yeah.
You just did a recent charity stream. Is that right?
Yeah, that was our one for the Joyful Heart Foundation, which is for survivors of sexual, domestic, and child abuse. And I was blown away. We set an original goal, and there was 13 streamers involved, and that goal was over doubled, and it was just incredible.
That's amazing, man.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry.
It's a dog running around or something? I can't tell.
It's just the front door.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
No worries. Cool. So, I want to talk a little bit about that later after the main discussion, but let's get into the core discussion of today's show, which again is real versus fake positivity. So, first of all, you kind of came to me with this idea for a topic, and it's a topic that I'd never really heard anyone talk about before. I never had it requested. I've never just thought about it before. So do you mind just quickly talking a little bit broadly about, like why you're passionate about it and why you want to talk about it on the show?
Yeah, I think that as content creators, we have a responsibility to our audience to provide a positive place, because you decide how your audience on Twitch goes. You decide the direction. If you're negative and toxic, your audience reflects that. It breeds negativity. So if you decide that you want to use your channel for a force for good, in a sense, you encourage other people to be positive. But some people, it's not super common. Some people, it's a fakeness about them where they're not genuine about it, and it's more about, like, on camera they'll be positive and seem like that, or overly genuine. There's kind of like an over exaggeration on it, and it can be subtle sometimes, but then off camera and on social media or in their discords or something, they're a very different person. And that in itself can be toxic, because the perception and the message you're sending is, you know, just pretend to be someone else and then later go on and you just be as toxic as you want. So that's kind of, it's not a huge problem, but it is a slight one. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, I definitely get that. For sure.
Yeah.
I think you see it across social media too, not just on Twitch.
Yeah, it's not just on Twitch, because on camera, you, like all of us know as broadcasters, when we turn that camera on, there's a specific way we want our cast to go, and you should always just try to be genuine and be real with yourself. But again, like, it's very select. It's not broad, but I just feel like it's toxic behavior, and the fact that it makes the rest of us that try our best maybe people perceive us as faking it, you know?
Right. And I guess there's probably a difference between this and, some people, I mean, even myself kind of, when you're on the stream, you just kind of have more energy, or you want to have more energy. And I don't think that's exactly what you're talking about here. No. This is a little bit different where, I mean, you can explain it more than I can, but it sounds like, on stream, you're putting off this facade really of being super positive and happy, but then you'll see things like, whether it's on Twitter or something, or other places that make you think that, hey, maybe this person is actually sort of vicious even with this.
And it's more so when you see them having negative behavior towards other casters or potentially their audience off stream. Okay. Like we do. There's showmanship in a way when you go onto Twitch where you want to be high energy, you want to be engaging to your audience in that. And if you're not feeling it that day, if something's really got you down and you're not feeling it, it's okay to not stream. It's okay to be like, hey guys, I'm having a really bad day, but be honest.
Right.
For me, I've always just been myself on camera. So if something's happened, like I kind of want to take it back to this. Back when my separation happened, I was a wreck. I had built like an awesome community, always built on just being positive and just having a good time with people. I was a wreck, and when I almost quit, my community was like, you can't, we need you. And I was like, what do you mean? I'm just like some guy that like, it's like, you don't realize the impact you have on people's lives as a streamer. And so for me, when I went on camera and I did an IRL pretty briefly after it happened, and I was just like in tears and devastated. The people were there and they were there for me. I found out that I could just be myself. I never had to be someone I'm not. When I turn on that camera, I can be real. I can be positive and happy, but at the same time, I can be real with them. I can tell them, hey guys, I had a really crappy day. So in the same sense where you go to cheer people on when you stream, they cheer me up too. They actually bring my mood up. So if I'm having a bad day and I go and stream anyway, I find that my community, because of the positivity and the building we've done together, they give me the energy I need. They make my day better. Yeah,
that's awesome, man.
Yeah, I think that's like a big thing to kind of have.
Right. So that's where you're talking about, like, the real positivity, because I feel like you can only have real positivity if you have that other side too, right? You can't be all positive all the time, because that can't possibly be real.
And that's where that fake positivity comes in, to the people that all the time it's like nothing ever bad happened. Like, are you like, you never have a bad day,
I feel like I haven't really thought about this in the context of Twitch, like I said, but I feel like I see this on YouTube all the time, because you'll even see people like making videos about like their depression and like clickbaiting depression. It's like, so you'll go really from clickbaiting like happy, like my life is the best, my life is the worst, but you'll watch it and be happy. It's like, it's just crazy people do with that stuff. It
sucks that it's even like an issue. I mean, a lot of people that when they go to stream, they know that they're worried. Never be worried about being yourself on stream. If you have a solid community and people that enjoy you, they're not going to care. Like, they care, but they're not going to care that you had a bad day in a negative way. They're going to be like, oh, like, talk about it. Take 15 minutes at the beginning of your stream and vent, because they will listen. They're going to cheer you up just by talking to you,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I guess I would sort of wonder how you start to build a community like that, because I have a feeling that, not everyone's going to be receptive to that. But that's the sort of community that I'm sure if you put the work in is really rewarding in the long term. So I guess maybe can you talk a little bit about ways that you built your community that, accepted you, whether you're crying on stream or whatever, dyeing your hair, having a great time. So
for sure. So when I first started out on Twitch, I had no idea how it worked. I had done like YouTube stuff all the time, but I never delved into live streaming, which was interesting and exciting, because you're sitting there, you put on the camera, and suddenly people are just watching you, and you're like, oh hi, and you forget because you'll see like you might see like someone talk in chat or your viewer account come up, and it takes a second to realize that those are people. There are people sitting there watching you right now. You're like, oh hi, what's up? How's it going? I'm not nervous, you know. You forget that it's actually really easy to forget sometimes that like there are people sitting there taking time out of their day to watch you. But so as I started streaming, I started doing different stuff, and I just naturally have a high energy. So I like getting pumped and doing ridiculous stuff on stream. I have no shame, so I'll have fun and I'll do like memes and stupid dances, like we did like caramel dancing and all this stuff. And would just find people coming in and having a good time. But like you said, not everyone's receptive to the positive thing, and it's so crucial. And it took me a while. It took me a while to do this because I would get people that would donate lots of money when I had like no people. And when you first start streaming, you kind of grasp onto anyone that comes by your stream because you're like, well, no one's watching me. How do I get people to watch me? And you can't lose yourself in that because like I would get people that would donate lots of money, but then they would go, and I had everyone from people that were harassing my female viewers with like sexually harassing messages and DMs and that.
Oh geez.
To people who were just spouting really kind of borderline offensive stuff that you shouldn't have in your Twitch chat, and they would donate money, and then you're like, okay, I need to not let this slide. So you kind of have to be like, even don't let people that donate money to your stream run your stream. Yeah. If they're toxic and you don't want toxicity, you got to cut it out. So I had to cut some people out in the beginning, and at first I was like, oh man, like what am I going to do? Like I started making money on Twitch, but then you notice the overall energy. I noticed a shift in the energy of my stream to a more positive community once I caught out that toxicity, because people are like, wow, you actually like stood up for us and took a stand in that. You should never let someone go around and harass the rest of your community. That's like a huge part of it. Kind of keep an eye on your chat and keep in mind how people are in your chat, because just like casters can fake positivity for a while, people can come on your stream and fake it, and then you don't really know who they are for a while. So there's important kind of red flags to look for in certain viewers. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you have any like more specific examples of things that you've seen in the past, or just things you see in general a lot that are red flags?
So I think it's important as a caster to offer kind of like a safe haven for people's problems. You know, you take on so much and you try to offer stuff. Sometimes if someone comes to your stream and the first thing they tell you is, I've had this happen a lot. I've actually like, suicide's kind of like a touchy subject because like I myself have dealt with it in the past. Like I've been suicidal, and I'm very passionate about helping people that are going through kind of that rough time.
That's great.
There's a difference between getting to know a viewer and they confide in you later that maybe they've dealt with that and ask you how you got through it, to someone who might pop in your chat and immediately start talking about it for attention. Now, I'm not saying that if someone jumps in your chat and starts talking about it, you should ignore it, because you never know.
Yeah.
You never know what someone else is going through, right? Someone might just be there and they're depressed, and you do your best. You know what I mean? Never hold yourself responsible, because we're only so capable of doing so much. But there are just kind of things, everything from that, where people might come in and use they just kind of use those kind of subjects, you know what I mean? And you're like, well, that's random. That's all of a sudden. Like, or you'll have someone who goes, like we had a viewer that a while ago, Tori and I and another friend of ours had a viewer that came in. The guy seemed completely normal, right? But then he started getting weird in the chat, and then he started sending us all this copy paste message about suicidal attempts and stuff, right? Geez. And a copy and paste message. This isn't like he took the time to type this up. This was a generalized message, and we're like, okay, he's clearly going into streams and doing this, and then you're like, and made it seem like he was going to go off himself or something. You're like, okay, like that's, you kind of have to make a decision. You're like, I can't have that. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
There's tough calls you have to make. And that's like a good example of it, because like no one should ever joke about suicide. It is so not okay to joke about that. So you can't
Yeah,
have someone coming in and talking about that like it's a joke. You know what I mean?
absolutely. I mean, yeah, that's the
Yeah,
dark side of
like,
Twitch chat, I think.
there is a very dark side.
But yeah, I mean, that's a really clear example, a clear red
Yeah,
flag. If you have people doing that, I don't think
yeah,
anyone would disagree that you have to get rid of that. If it's
yeah.
someone who you think is more genuine, then that's a different
Hmm.
matter. That's, there's not an easy solution to that, I think.
No.
But you definitely have to cut out those people who are just literally toxic, trying to
Yeah, yeah.
fish
It's
for
tough.
attention, basically. Cool.
Hmm.
Well, that was really big tangent discussion. Not really
Yeah.
tangent.
Sorry.
I just love going deep on this stuff. So that was great.
Yeah.
Um, so let's keep talking about this a little bit.
Sure.
Maybe in the aspect of community building around, like things like social media, Discord. How do you make sure that you're being authentically positive on those platforms in addition to Twitch? Or do you see people
Right.
like being maybe fake positive there as well?
Yeah, I would say that Twitter is a big one because Twitter can be your friend as a Twitch streamer. A lot of people use Twitter as a means to communicate with other streamers. It's a great place to network.
Mm-hmm.
Before I even started streaming, I was networking on Twitter and just meeting people and talking with them, which is really nice. Um, you can kind of notice sometimes in people's tweets, and it's more so it might not even be the broad tweets, but maybe like the responses to other people who might just ask a simple question. They might seem to get really tilted about it, aggressive even.
Mm.
And you kind of got to look for a big thing that these people do is passive aggressive tweeting. Um, that's a huge thing.
Yes, it
Okay,
is.
like passive aggressive tweeting is negative. It's not, you know what I mean? Like if someone's
Mm-hmm.
super positive on stream, but all or positive towards you, but then all they do is passive aggressively tweet, they're being a dick. There's no really there's no other way around that, you know what I mean?
Yep.
They're doing it in a passive aggressiveness is just as bad as aggressiveness, and the fact that like you're still doing it, but you're trying to act like you're not.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Somehow.
And it goes from using gifs is a huge one. You know what I mean? Because we all know there's like those sarcastic gifs. It's not that you can't use them.
Mm-hmm.
It's when you go from all of your tweets are passive aggressive towards someone
Yeah.
because you don't want to like get in trouble for like using names, but everybody knows what you're doing.
Yeah.
And you just need to stop. You know what I mean?
Like acting like you're above it, but just
Yeah,
basically.
yeah. So I would say actually passive aggressiveness is probably the biggest sign of fake positivity, because
Man, you see this from even just the highest tier Twitch streamers too. It's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah, totally.
I don't know. I'm gonna go a little bit off on a tangent here. Are you familiar
Go
with
ahead.
Nightblue3? Have
No.
you heard him? He's probably he was probably about the third biggest league streamer.
Oh wow.
He's been there for about 8 years or something, a long time. He just announced he was quitting league streaming, which was sort of like an indicator that he's always positive on his channel, but then you could see these little signs that maybe he was kind of hating what he was doing. So that's
Yeah.
one aspect of being fake positive. But I remember specifically after DrDisrespect, he left with the whole wife scandal and then came back.
Yeah.
The day he pulled 380,000 viewers or something, Nightblue tweeted like, I need a wife to cheat on or something, just really passive aggressively. It's like
yeah.
unbelievably, man. These people are like in top 20 Twitch streamers and are still doing this crap.
Yeah, it's and the bigger you get, I feel like the bigger you get, the more susceptible you can be to it, and you might not even know you're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the bigger you get, the bigger pull you have. So you got to remember like how many people look up to you. Like I want to take a quick second and just be like, okay, we all know how on fire Ninja is right now,
Mm-hmm.
and the dude is awesome. That is like a perfect example of what you want the face of Twitch to be. So, like he has a huge pull, and the guy is so positive and genuine.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I think we can all kind of learn from that you don't have to be a jackass to succeed on Twitch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You kind of like I think he's a perfect example right now. I was thinking about this a lot, and I was just like, I'm looking at what he's been doing, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't play Fortnite. I don't really follow the game, but like his attitude and his happiness is infectious in the best of ways.
Yeah, I
So
definitely
you can
agree with
see
that.
yeah, you can see his audience compared to other people's audiences that
Mm-hmm.
might be as big to you. You go in DrDisrespect chat, and you're like, okay, this can be kind of like half and half.
Yeah.
But then you go in Ninjas, and you're like, holy shit, look at all these people that are just like having a good time, and
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean. So that's kind of like a perfect example of it. Like, you can be big and still be a good person.
Yeah.
You don't have to step to the.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I think there are a lot of big streamers who definitely put on that constant image. DrDisrespect's like a very like literal example, but even other streamers that just have this character that they always kind of are with their personality. And I'm sure Ninja still does that some too, but he definitely does seem to have some sort of a little bit of like, transparency and there's not, he's really positive most of the time, but you can see some times when he's not as well.
You can see more of a genuineness. It's okay to play a character on Twitch. I would say it's okay to play a character to entertain. There's nothing wrong with that. How you are outside of that character is what's important. You know what I mean? Like, I've always gone on and done like I did like this ridiculous thing. I have this Hulk Hogan like wig and bandana, and like I did like I'm a chubby guy and that's okay, but like I do like I call him Bulk Brogan, and I'll come in and just like play this stupid character. I'm like, oh yeah, brother, and I'll like play a game. But then after 2 hours, my voice is right, and it's just stupid fun, right?
Yeah.
But like everyone's like, oh my god, Jim, what are you doing? Like, why are you doing this? But they have a good time. Like, it's okay to play a character for fun. You know what I mean? I think that's important because some people might be worried that like, well, what if I like being a character? Like, is that genuine? You could still be genuine. Still have your character or persona, but it's how you carry yourself outside of that persona that matters. I have a friend that she went to TwitchCon a couple of years ago. She had 2 favorite streamers. She said they were so amazing and positive and were so fun on stream. She met them in person, so they were just horrible people.
Ooh.
Like, in person, the way they carried themselves, the way they acted, so
wow.
Like, oh, I can't believe I just had to go and talk on stage for 40 minutes. Woe is me, kind of thing. You know what I mean? She was like, I was really kind of shocked to see that.
Huh. You know? Wow. I think you see the opposite also. I mean, I've heard of streamers who like, they'll put on the personality that they're just really mad all the time, or really, like Tyler One comes to mind. He's just like puts on, the ultimate like game rager face. But then you'll see him in like reality things, and he seems like he's actually kind of a nice guy. So it's interesting how that works. But and
that can work too. Like, intentional rage is funny. I don't know if you know who Rooster Teeth is.
Of course.
Right. Okay. So Michael, right? He did. I don't know if he still does. I haven't followed, but like he did like that Rage Quit series. That was funny. Michael was freaking out and breaking stuff over games and yelling, and that was funny.
Yeah.
But that like he's a good dude.
Exactly.
So rage videos and personas can be hilarious. That can still be funny. You know what I mean? It can. At the end of the day, you're an entertainer.
Absolutely.
You do have responsibilities, but you're here to entertain. You're here to separate yourself. So again, like Tyler One, it's funny because you see the guy put a keyboard through a wall over a video game, and that's exaggerated. He doesn't just sit there in his spare time smashing keyboards and walls. But it's funny at the time, and it's funny on the stream. And again, I think he's like a pretty good dude. I saw him walking around TwitchCon last year and just like being really nice and stuff to his fans. So again, I think there's like, it's okay to play a persona, even a ragey persona. But again, carrying yourself off stream. How are you outside of your stream as a human being? That's what's important. Personas are okay. Personas can help differentiate you from other streamers.
Yeah.
But what do you do with that persona, and how do you hold yourself accountable outside of stream? If you find your persona is producing some sort of negative vibes or something in your chat, or you see people start harassing other people over it, call it out.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid. You know what? People are so scared. They're like, what if I myself, or what if I do this outside of my character? What if I lose following? Thousands and thousands of people watch Twitch. We saw that. Again, with the Ninja situation, more people are now going to be exposed to Twitch. Keep in mind that new people are going to come check it out. You can build your community how you want to build it. You don't have to like fake something or pretend to be something else to build that community, because in the end, like, you're responsible for it. People will come to your stream. You know what I mean? You have something to offer. It just takes time, but more people will come. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like, I always say this, it's not a zero sum game with Twitch. It's not because
No.
like someone else gets such and such viewers that you're not going to get viewers anymore. There's not
Yeah,
like
exactly.
one, like, I don't know how to say it right exactly, but basically just because someone else has viewers doesn't mean you won't have viewers. That's the best way to put that.
No one is stealing your viewers.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's a good, no, you know what? That's another good example though of like you'll see the people that like on stream are one way, but then again, passive aggressively act like a certain like type of person or something is stealing their viewers or something. Like, chill, okay? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There are tons of viewers.
I totally get that. All right, so I kind of want to get into like some practical tips for people here, because I love this conversation, but we need to give some people real things to act on here. So for people who want to make sure that they're being authentically positive as casters, do you have any like specific tips for them to think about, or maybe actions to do, things like that?
Yeah. Think about what you say before you say it. Would be a huge one. Before you send that tweet out, before you respond with that GIF, before you turn on the camera, think about what you're doing before you do it. Your actions have consequences, whether they're good or negative consequences. So basically, like think about something before you do it, because play it in your mind. Is this how I want to be? It's okay to be negative in your head. Everyone gets negative. We all get self-doubt. But think about it. Do you really need to act on that, or are you just overthinking it, kind of thing? So I would say that's a huge one. And another one, just like if you find yourself doing something or find your audience perceiving a certain way, again, stop, take a step back and think about, what am I doing that's doing it? Again, it's okay to be yourself. It's okay to have bad days. It's okay to confide in your community. And I would say confide in your community. That's a big one. Your community comes to you every day with their problems and that. Go to them with yours. No one's saying that you can't be you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Again, I guys, I use this example. I'm going through a divorce, and that's huge. Okay, that's not, I was married for 7 years. It's not like an easy transition. And my community was there for me. So just remember that what you put in gets brought back tenfold. You just have to look for it. So confide in your community. If you're having a bad time, you lost a family member or something, or like a pet or whatever, right? Confide in them, because they're gonna bring you back up. As long as you bring them up, they'll bring you back up.
Yeah, I think especially you've the right community for it too. If you foster that community that really just responds to you being you, then definitely don't be afraid to do that, for sure. I think I hear a lot of people saying, you have to kind of shield people from their problems, or not share your own personal problems at all on Twitch. And that's another interesting angle. I think it sort of depends on the community that you built, like you've talked about. If you're a huge streamer, or if you just kind of let anyone into your chat, maybe you don't talk about all of your personal issues, because then the chat makes fun of you or something. But if you've fostered that community like you're talking about, that's really receptive to you and is understanding, then they'll actually respond more to that, I think, than if you would just lock up your problems.
Yeah. I think, again, like it can be difficult. You can be scared of confiding them. Yeah, like people, the more viewers you have, the more chance you run of people making fun of you. But if you're authentic from time to time like that, you might actually surprise yourself with how people are. And yeah, we try to, and like you said, we try to shield. It's good to offer a community and be supportive of people that need it, because everyone that comes to your stream should feel welcome. I've got a couple of resident trolls, but they're not bad trolls. You know what I mean? They troll me, but they're good people that love the community. Whereas like someone's coming to your chat and dropping some racial slurs or something, click the ban button. You don't need to think twice about it. You know what I mean? You've got people like that come in, or they say some pretty like messed up, like female streamers have it so much harder with this. People coming in, and instead of going in and being there for the content or something, the first comment is something sexual or something like that, or hey baby, like, you know what I mean? So they got to deal with a lot more than that than male streamers do, which is really unfortunate. And that's why I'm glad the new TOS has been changing to kind of help with that. But again, those kind of people, you make that decision. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's your stream. At the end of the day, it's your stream and how you make it. So cut out who you feel you have to cut out. Don't be desperate. You know what I mean? Desperation looks just as bad. If you're desperate to hang on to someone who is being negative or abusive in your chat, it looks bad on you, and the rest of your community is like, why should I stick around?
Yeah.
Why should I come back if I'm just gonna have to deal with this? You know what I mean?
Right. So it's like by being real, you might lose that one viewer, but kind of gain more respect from the other viewers, and ultimately they'll stick around longer than they would have.
Yeah.
So, sort of
I would rather have a tight, strong community that supports each other than have thousands of viewers. You know what I mean? I'm building my stream how I want to, and it might take longer than some, but I'm fine with that. They've shown me that the community can grow. So having an active Discord or talking with people on Twitter a lot, making friends with people. I have people that have watched me for a year that I'm friends with. I talk to these people on a personal level all the time. They can message me anytime of night, and if I'm awake, I'll respond. You know what I mean? You can form a friendship with your viewers. You have to be careful for sure. Again, like I really kind of like, you can't be BFFs with every single viewer. You know what I mean? Because again, you start to get to know them on a level over months. But then you might notice a change in behavior. I'm not saying go and give your address out to all your viewers or anything, but like you will form genuine friendships. Like I got to go to TwitchCon and meet viewers, and I was shocked because I was like my first year at TwitchCon. I'm like, I'm not going to meet anyone, but I met TRUgaming there, and I was like, this is awesome, because Dan was like, you got to come meet like all my buddies, and I was like, wow, okay, I'm really interested in this group of amazing people. And but like just meeting viewers that were like, oh, like that I talk to every day on stream, meeting them, taking pictures, giving them hugs, hanging out with them, and grabbing lunch. You know what I mean?
That's so cool.
It's just like a fun kind of, it's unreal. And of course, the bigger you get, the less personally engaged you can be, because you have too many people there. But as you start and you grow, you can't form those kind of friendships and special bonds with people.
I think that's probably the best way to grow when you're small. Is just going real deep on a few people rather than surface level on a ton of them. Because really you're building a community that's going to last you months or years. You might be sacrificing 10 viewers in one day, but you're focusing on 2 viewers over 2 years. Does that make sense?
Exactly.
So it's a slower build, but it's definitely like a long-term payoff versus the short term.
And they're the people that are going to show up, they're going to support you, they're going to do anything they can to support the stream, whether it's just showing up every time or subbing or just being active all the time. You will notice those people. They really stand out.
Absolutely. Awesome, man. Well, I think that's some really practical stuff for people. Hopefully you guys can use some of that. I do have a question. Do you ever sort of review yourself to make sure that you're staying either positive or just authentic, I guess? Like, do you watch over VODs or have someone else kind of look at your stuff and get feedback? Maybe from that perspective?
Yeah, I'm definitely my own worst critic. We all are. I mean, we all kind of like are too down on ourselves. It's easy to kind of get caught up with stuff. I do look back on my stuff. I look back on my clips and that. I talk to my community all the time. I'm like, hey guys, if I found myself, I've ended stream because I found myself like, if I get down about something came up or I get down, and they understand, and I can be like, guys, I'm so sorry. Like I'm dealing with this, and I don't think that I can stay on stream. And it's not even just about staying and being positive, but just having the energy at the moment. It's like, guys, I just need to go like lay down. I'm really bummed. They're really understanding about that. But yeah, I'm always asking for feedback. I mean, if I ever catch myself, because again, you can be positive and then you can get those thoughts in your head. You're like, ugh, like about something, right? You're like, wait, am I just being a jerk in my head? I'm like, yeah, you know what? Like, that's not a big deal. And you kind of rethink it and you move on. So that's like a big one for me. I'll think about what I'm saying or what I'm doing before I kind of do it. And if I notice myself being a certain way, I'll be like, is that really, like, do I really feel that way, or am I just getting caught up in the moment? Because anyone can get like tilted or upset about something.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Something can rub you the wrong way. Um, Again, as a caster, one thing that's really easy to do is like, you will always, I can say this, I can say don't compare yourself to others. Like, don't. You shouldn't. Everyone does it to a degree in their heads. And that's okay, that's normal. But don't let it overrun your thinking. Because I have in the past, like when I first started out and stuff, right? Like you're like, well, why aren't people watching me or whatever? You get those thoughts in your head and you create your own negativity in your head. And you're like, wait, okay, what am I doing?
Right.
This isn't a real issue. Calm down and just move forward with it, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm always checking myself.
Awesome. Yeah, I think that's one of the best ways to just continue to improve, whether it's positivity or just overall, is self-review and reflection. I think people should do a lot more of that.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, so we'll kind of wrap up this discussion a little bit here. This has been awesome. Last question that I ask everybody: if you could give one piece of advice to a brand new Twitch streamer about anything, it could be, you know, staying positive or how to set up a green screen, what would you tell that person?
If you're looking to get into Twitch, and I know a lot of people are now, again, the exposure is huge right now. Right now, you're going to see a lot of new streamers starting up and getting into it. Be patient. I cannot express that enough. Don't, like, be patient. You'll get affiliate when you get affiliate. You'll get partner when you get partner. Be patient. Let things happen as they come. Build your community how you want to. Everything takes time, and success comes to people at different at a different pace.
Yeah,
you might meet someone who gets partnered in 6 months and you don't get partnered for 2 years or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, be patient. You're not going to get a bunch of viewers your first few weeks of streaming. That's a lot of people get defeated on that. People will start stream and they'll be like, well, I only got 1 viewer for the last 3 weeks. Switch it up or something, but just be patient. Keep doing what you're doing. Don't give up. Just kind of stay the course, you know?
Right. Like you said, playing that long-term game with viewers,
exactly.
not looking for instant success.
No.
Awesome. Thank you so much, man. That was an awesome discussion. We're going to jump into viewer Q&A, guys. So for any of you that have a question for Jim or myself, probably more so Jim, about this topic or just Twitch in general, just at GreenChord in the chat so I see your name in big bright red. Ask your question about anything, and we will get to it, I promise. As many as we can in the next 20 or 15 minutes. Sweet. I already see one from Malicious Advice here. He says, how do you protect yourself against those viewers who have pathological need to feel needed? We talked a little bit about this. Or protecting yourself against the people who obsess about wanting to get close to you as a streamer. That's tough.
Yeah, that is good. As for protecting yourself about people getting close to you, like those people, there are people who are excessively maybe needy or something. They're kind of like latch on. There can be red flags that pop up. I would say really evaluate and base your judgment of behavior over a period of time. Look for inconsistencies in behavior. Look for like odd red flags. Be careful who you confide in. That is true. I know the people that I've had for a long time. I've known them long enough to kind of confide in them. Like don't give your address up. I have people that I've known on Twitch and other social media for over a year. Only a couple of them have my personal address because they're friends and send each other stuff. You know what I mean? Get a PO box if you want. I would really suggest getting a PO box. Yeah. Look at how you engage with those viewers, I guess, are you giving them something to latch onto? Is there a way you're putting yourself out there that maybe they're like, oh, this streamer is in love with me or something like that? That's a big misconception that can happen right there. There's a difference between being nice to people, because there are people that take niceness. I guess you got to be careful with that too. Being overly nice, and again, that's kind of where the fake positivity comes into. Being overly nice, where it's forced. Those people might think, oh, they're like, they really, really like me, or they're in love with me, or they really want to be around me. They'll latch onto you. You kind of have to ban people when you have to ban people. When if you feel that they're getting too attached to you like that, and you're like, I can't deal with this, it's okay. You're not a bad person.
Yeah.
Click the ban button, block DMs, and just try to move on.
Yeah, I mean, that's true.
It can be tough, but I've had some really messed up people that I've had to get rid of.
Oh, geez.
We got some really messed up stories. So.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, you got to do what's best for the community overall, right? So
yeah,
and yourself,
you
really,
want to
if you're getting attacked.
You want to protect yourself and them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Malicious, hopefully that helps you, man. Thank you for the question. Another one from Wild Dunyan here. He says, guessing you work on top of streaming, in quotes, what was the hardest experience of holding your energy at normal to keeping away from sleepy, crash-like streams, tiring, mad-like feeling?
Okay, so, I mean, I guess it helps that, like, when I was a kid, I had ADD. So I feel like I've just got, like, I get excited. I'm an extrovert, so for me it's a bit easier because though I hang out with and am attracted to introverts, so it's kind of funny that I'm like over the top in that and I can be too much. I kind of have to tone it down sometimes. For sleepiness, I mean, I'm tired right now. I got 5 hours, but like you can't really stop yourself from yawning or something. Get caffeinated, but don't overly do it. Healthy, okay, I'm bad for this because I don't eat healthy at all. Healthy eating can really help boost your energy levels. Drinking lots of water, eating more like healthier will give you more natural energy. I actually, when I did eat healthy, can attest to that. Don't overly caffeinate though. If you're finding yourself 10 coffees in and you're still tired on stream, and it's okay to be too tired. Maybe cut your stream short. If you find yourself, maybe you stream for 6 hours, you're really tired of 3 in, cut it short. People understand. No one's going to hate you for it.
Absolutely. I think that's great. I also do want to mention that, Dunyan, we do have a podcast on maintaining energy as a streamer, so go check that out. But
oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, thank you for that answer, though, Jim. That was still very helpful. Okay, let's keep going along here. Again, guys, if you have a question, just tag me so I see it, because that all shows up in bright red so I don't miss it. Snoopog TV says, how do you address when one of your regular community members does a complete 180, goes from always positive and awesome to toxic and just rude in chat? Wow.
Yeah, good. No, that does happen. Again, that's the fake positivity coming out. If they're suddenly like that, they were putting on a facade in your chat. Call them out. Like, it's so important to don't be afraid of calling people out. If people are like that, shoot them a DM. Be like, hey, what's going on? Because maybe they're having if it's a one-time thing and it's really weird one day in chat, be like, hey, what's going on? You can genuinely be like, is something going on? Because maybe something bad happened to them and they're lashing out, because we all do that as humans when we deal with grief or something. If it's like a one-time thing, and again, depends on the degree of it, talk to them first. If it's a continuing behavior and you find out that they're not who you thought they were, cut them out. It's okay to cut them out. It sucks letting go of a longtime viewer, and I've had to do it. It sucks letting go of your top donator or something because you're like, you know what I mean? Like, you're like, this person gave so much money and I have to do this. But don't let it blind you. Build your community how you want. Yeah, cut out the people that you have to. You'll find new people. You will always find new people. I think that's the biggest one. Like, it might feel like you're starting over. I had to kind of start over, guys. Like, I lost a large chunk of my community through this, who I found weren't actually there for me. So that's okay. You rebuild and you find out who's there for you, the same way that you're there for them. So yeah, just kind of evaluate the situation, talk to them. And if you find that they're actually not who you thought they were and they're just negative, just cut them loose.
Yep. I think sort of like a breakup, you just got to rip it off sometimes.
You just got to rip off that band-aid.
Yeah. Snoopog, thank you for that question, dude. That was a great one. Another one from Mr. Pure Instinct. He says, as a smaller/newer streamer, how can I really focus on building such a positive community? I really want my community to grow and be similar to yours, Mustache, and Dan the Dappers. I love coming onto those streams and seeing all the positivity.
Again, 2 other great examples of casters who I know personally and really enjoy. It can be tough because, again, when you're starting out or you are a smaller streamer and you feel like you're not gaining any traction, it can be easy to get wrapped up in it and feel negative and beat yourself up about it. I think it's important. Again, I can tell you this, and it's easier to preach it than practice it, but it is true. Every stream, when you go in, stream for one person like you would 100. So treat the people that come to your stream, even if it's only 2 people, treat them as if they're like everything too, because they are. Those people that come every time, it's easy to be like, why aren't I getting more people? Appreciate who you have, because they've stuck by you. And just kind of like stay the course, you know what I mean? Again, switch up games and stuff. I think that's a big thing for a lot of people. I know myself personally. If I'm playing a game or something and I'm like, I'm not getting any traction with this, is it the game or something? But keep in mind, if you're playing something, how many other people are streaming? And if you're pretty far down on the list, it's less likely. So just kind of just stay the course, man. You want positivity, just be positive, be yourself, be happy, and just kind of communicate with those couple people how you would, you know, and they will spread that forward. You know what I mean? When someone comes into your chat, if your community is positive, they're welcoming. I love when someone new comes to my stream, everyone's like, hey, how's it going? Like, welcome to the stream. Good to have you. Make that person, that new person, make them feel really welcome. You know what I mean? Because it's nice. It's nice to go in. When I go into a stream for the first time and I'm felt welcome by not only the streamer, but the people in chat, I'm like, oh, damn. Like, thank you. You were being so nice. You know, it's infectious.
Yeah. Do you ask your viewers to do that for you, or like assign anyone to do it even?
You know, it's kind of funny. I have mods. I have an excessive amount of mods who I love all of them dearly. They are amazing people who have really helped me shape the community. The people that I have modded they do it on their own. You know what I mean? Not even just the mods. Like, I've got viewers that I've never really had to ask them. It's kind of funny. It just happened. I've got one mod, Dukra, and the second someone follows, he's like, thank you so much. Welcome to JimWats community. Like, glad to have you. It's just this thing that I guess kind of started. So yeah, again, it kind of, positivity breeds more positivity. But if you have like your mods, you can be like, hey guys, I just want you to make sure everyone feels welcome, and be quick to swing the sword if you need to, because again, when you're streaming, you don't want to have to stop, move over, and click the ban button.
Absolutely.
It's annoying. But
yeah, absolutely. Pierre, I hope that helps you, man.
I hope so.
Long-term relationships is what it sounds like. Another one from Beardy Glasses. He says, what advice would you give for making yourself motivated to stream and perform, mental hyping yourself up and stuff like that?
Okay, that's a good one. This is gonna sound weird. So like, look yourself in the mirror. Like look in the mirror and give yourself like a mini pep talk. Be like, all right, kind of treat your stream, when you hit the start stream button, kind of treat it like it's a show. Twitch is your TV show, okay? So Twitch is your TV show, and you want people to tune into your TV show, right? You want good ratings. So hype yourself up for that. And again, whether you play a character or you're just yourself, you're performing in the fact that you want people to be hyped and have fun. So just kind of give yourself like a mini pep talk. What I do, okay, so I've been playing different music for this, but I have a friend that made me my own original track too that's really bumping. Play a song that gets you amped for your I give myself like a 5-minute timer before I go live with the starting soon screen. Play a song that gets you amped, it gets the audience amped. Like, get the hype flowing with I can't suggest that enough. Pick a song you really freaking like, or if you have someone that can make your original music or something, that song gets me hyped. Like, I'll switch and I'll just be like jamming and dancing on camera and having fun with everybody and doing stupid stuff. Don't be afraid to like be a meme. Don't be afraid to like crank up All-Star and just like meme out on your audience. You know what I mean? Because like they love it. A lot of people really enjoy that stuff. Absolutely. Yeah, I'd say music. Yeah. Music is a big one for me. I don't know. No. So I know it's a tangent. Music is like key to getting me amped for a stream.
That's
like
awesome.
Pep talk and the music.
Yeah, Velox said the same thing on his energy episode. Same thing. He blasts like Backstreet Boys before he starts streaming. So I see a common trend here. Get some good pumping music in your set.
Yeah.
So thank you for that, Beardy. Okay, Lethal Vision Z. Hopefully I said that right.
Yeah.
New viewer, I believe. So hi there. Said, so you said not to compare yourself to other streamers or famous people, but what about when playing a competitive / multiplayer game? Do you think comparing yourself to someone who might be better than you at the game could ruin it for you entirely and remove it from your list of played games in the end? Interesting.
I do, Lethal. I think in a way, once you start comparing yourself to others, you bring yourself down. Your immediate thought when you're like, this person's better than me, why aren't I good enough? There's a difference. I mean, you can be like, okay, this person's better than me at a competitive game and you want to beat them. You can be motivated to get better, make them like competitive gaming, everyone's got a rival, you know what I mean? So that's kind of different in the sense you'd be like, all right, this person's my rival, I want to get good and I want to beat them. That's not negative thinking to be like, I want to be the best at this game. Work hard at it. So not in that degree, but don't let it be where you're thinking less of yourself because of this person. Don't bring yourself down because you're comparing yourself to this other gamer. You can compare and be like, what do they do differently? What are their strats? I think it's a very different kind of dynamic, but just don't be down on yourself.
Right.
So I think that's kind of key with that.
No, I definitely get that for sure. Hopefully that answers you a little bit, Lethal Vision. I think, yeah, competitive stuff's tricky.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, statistically, you're never going to be the best, basically.
No.
There's always going to be someone better than you.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can use that as a way to motivate you rather than unmotivate you because you have someone to work up towards, something like that, someone to punch up to.
Yeah, do that. You know what I mean? Work up towards it. Don't bring yourself down.
Yeah. That's personally how I see it. So
yeah, totally.
Hopefully that helps, man. Thank you for the question again. See another one from Malicious Advice. He says, how would you deal with a viewer who makes a spectacle of themselves and often makes inappropriate comments, but uses mental illness as an excuse when repeated private talks just won't work?
Oh boy, have I been there. Yeah, okay, so I had a guy, I'm going to use this example, I'm not going to use names. I had a guy that came into my streams that said some pretty messed up things to female viewers, and then would post some pretty, and I want to say like, so they posted a lot of anime-based characters. Like I can be a weeb too, all right? I'm down with the weebness. But all the anime characters they would post were kids in like bathing suits. And we're not talking like, I don't know, like 11 or something.
Like
you know what I mean? And
threshold.
I was like, all right, I would delete the image. And they'd be like, why'd you delete that? I was like, it's kind of, you know, it's kind of creepy, dude. Like, and then when I found out he was saying other stuff to female viewers, like sexual stuff, like harassing stuff, I straight up was like, you need to stop. And then his automatic response was, I'm autistic, I can't control that. People are going to use mental illness as an excuse when you call them out on stuff. It's going to happen, and it happens a lot. And it's really a shame because people that struggle with mental illness who are able to come to streams, it's a real insult to them. I've had some amazing people that do suffer from mental illness that have confided in me, but have never been toxic in my stream because of it. When they start doing that after multiple talks, just it might sound harsh, but you cut them loose. You know what I mean? If you're genuinely worried for their concern or like their well-being, if you're actually concerned they might do something, I always try to send in my Twitch chat automatically. It posts the suicide hotlines for the whole globe. It's got a link. You go there and you find the hotline from anywhere in the world. I try to send them that first and talk to them. If I feel they're like that, I'm like, hey, there's always someone on the other end if you need someone to talk to. But if they just seem they're being shitty about it and they're just spouting that, they're like, oh, well, I have this, so I can't help that I'm harassing your female viewers. No, they gotta go. You just gotta, you gotta cut the cord, and it sucks, but you can't don't hold yourself responsible, and realize that it's not your fault.
Yeah, and don't let them hold you hostage, basically.
No, don't. And it's so hard because it's easy to be like, well, what if something happens? Is it my fault? No, it's never your fault. You cannot put that weight on yourself as a streamer. You know?
Absolutely.
You're human too. People got to remember you're a human too. And we're not robots.
For sure. Yeah, we've had that happen with True a little bit too. people are always going to find an excuse. And sometimes, you know, it might be real, but you can't really take that chance.
No, you can't.
So,
yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for that great question again, sir. Malicious. I think that's most of the questions that I see so far. Lethal Vision says, thank you for everything you've ever done for us, Jim. I assume that's one of your viewers.
Appreciate it.
Another guy, XXDieKIXX, says, I wanted to ask a smart question, but all I can think of is money. So,
all right.
Yeah. As far as I can tell, I don't see any other questions from people. If you guys have a last minute question, again, just at GreenChord, and we will get to it in the next couple minutes here. But more or less, that's most of the show so far. Jim, do you have anything you want to talk about, whether it's your past charity stream or something else coming up soon?
Yeah. First of all, I want to say, I hope I was able to help a lot of people today just in talking about the subject. I hope that I was able to shed a bit of light on it and hopefully help inspire people to kind of change their thinking and try to be a bit more positive, because we can make Twitch a positive place. Mm-hmm. We've got, I know I'm not going to get into too much detail on this. We know a certain pair of brothers are coming to the platform and everyone's got an opinion. And I'm always really opinionated, and we have to give everyone a shot. But just remember that we can make Twitch a positive place. You just have to put in the work. So work together with other streamers that you know. As for stuff going on with me, no, just came hot off that last charity stream, which was awesome. Really want to thank everyone who came out for that. People that give to charity all the time, really appreciate you and stuff. I do have an Extra Life event coming up soon that I'll announce before it happens. I've got a really good friend who is donating a large sum, so we're going to make just a really hype, fun 12-hour stream event to celebrate that, because we really wanted to help out a lot of kids. But yeah, I'm sure I'll plug that in the near future, Mm-hmm. Other than that, no, I just really appreciate getting the chance to come on here and talk with you and talk to all these awesome people, be a part of TRUgaming. I really love being a part of this community. You want to talk about positive community? Friggin' TRUgaming, guys. Seriously, even if you're just sponsor streamer or just one of the admins or one of the team or any streamer, come hang out and chill in the Discord. It's super fun. It's good. I love it. You guys are so much fun. As soon as I saw the podcast thing when I applied, I was like, I wanna try that. It's been an awesome community. I felt really welcomed.
Awesome, man. Well, we're so happy to have you, and definitely you're helping us keep it more positive. So thank you for that too, and thank you for coming on. I have 3 rapid fire questions for you from the chat to go through quickly here. Number 1, why purple hair? Is from Bearded Glasses.
Okay, so a quick rundown with that. Originally, my weird hair dye came from, I did a 24-hour stream to raise money to go to TwitchCon last year. Had to raise $500 for tickets. Made it. The deal was that I would dye my hair. They voted rainbow, so we put a shit ton of colors in my hair. And then after that, I was kind of like, I really like the color purple. Screw it. My hair's bleached out and stuff. Went for the purple because of the Twitch. So my aesthetic is purple and black, my chair and all my stuff is purple and black. So yeah, I don't know. And now I love it. Mm-hmm. I love keeping the purple hair. It's just fun.
Nice.
Yeah,
it's awesome. Number 2 from, I think this is from Pure Instinct. Number 1 piece of advice for doing your first charity stream.
Network and advertise the hell out of it. Is one thing, especially being a part of TRUgaming. Talk to all of us. We'll all do our best to come out and show support. Set your goal, but don't beat yourself up over it. I say this and I preach this every time. It's not just about the money you raise, it's the message you send. Mm-hmm. Who can you inspire? What are you streaming for? Who are you aiming to help? Send the message and work that into your stream. Make sure you preach the message to the people watching your charity stream, because you want them to be as passionate about it as you are. So yeah, don't beat yourself up over it. Whatever money you raise helps people regardless. Even if you only raise $20, you're still helping people. So yeah, that's it. Advertise and just have fun with it. Awesome.
Hopefully that's helpful, Pierre. Last one from GamerDad, who just popped in here. He said, basically, how do you keep it cool when someone's trying to get under your skin? How do you show the stream that you're not getting worked up by that person?
It can be really difficult, actually. I mean, I've definitely gotten tilted when someone really gets under my skin in the past. I'm better about it now. when someone's doing that, again, if you just kind of play it off. You control the trolls. You know what I mean? Kind of spitfire it back. If they make a joke about like I'm a big guy, so like I got made fun of like and called fat and stream a lot. I turn that around, and that's why I do the thick boy thing, like the thick nation. That's what I call my following now. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I'm thick. I'm proud of it. Like, you can't insult me, dog. Like, kind of, you can turn it around. But if you find that they're being super, like, if they start, you know what I mean, when they're being a certain way, again, just click that ban button. It's a swift justice. If they're being kind of trolly and kind of shitty, you can also just purge as a warning. You don't have to go straight for the ban, guys, unless it's extreme. You can do a 10-minute timeout. Like, hey, take 10 minutes, cool your head, and then come back. And if you're still like that, then yeah, just try not to let it get to you, and just kind of play off of it. You know what I mean?
Use it as a weapon, or like as a, I don't know, not a weapon, but as a resource, basically, for entertainment.
You're gonna come under ridicule no matter who you are.
Yeah,
someone's gonna have something negative to say about you.
Absolutely. Awesome. So hopefully that was helpful for you, Gamer Dad. Yeah. Jim, that is most of the show for us today. So thank you so much for coming on today. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Where can people find you if they want to watch your stream or check you out on Twitter, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, if you don't, twitch.tv/JimWats. On Twitter, I'm at the JimWats, and on Instagram also, the JimWats, because JimWats was taken. Like, come on. And those are my main stable. I have a Facebook page. I never use it. That is also JimWats. So you can check me out on there. I should really be more active on it. Yeah, Twitter, Insta, and Twitch is where I also have a YouTube channel where there's like nothing on there. So I don't plug that.
Oh, that's fine. Awesome, man. So if you're listening to this show after the fact, you can find those in the description. And if you're listening live right now and you want to see some past episodes, I am right now just going to drop the links to the podcast there. Again, this has been Stream Key. We weekly talk to stream guests from Twitch about ways to improve. Today was Jim, of course, with positivity, which was awesome. Thank you, man. Great episode. This episode will be going live on Monday if you want to catch it on things like iTunes and Player FM, Google. So stay tuned for that, and we will see you guys next week with another guest. I don't know who. We'll figure out. So anyway, that's been it for us, guys. I hope you have a great day, and stay tuned because Doc is coming up next. So see ya.
Ben, come sit with me.
Where are you? Oh. How do I... Oh, Jesus. How do I sit?
You just used the Z again.
Babe?
What?
Get back on the ship.
Why?
Get back on the ship.
What is it?
You didn't hear it?
I heard it, but I don't
get
know
back
what
on the
it
ship,
is.
Tori. Oh, fuck, it's the Kraken!
What?
Gotta go!